I love that time of year when celeriac is here. It is full of flavour, and Jason from Paper Daisy and Halcyon House is going to show us how to prepare it. Love this.
That's correct. What we're going to do today, Jazzy, is we're going to do a celeriac tartare. So it's a take on a traditional beef tartare, but it's for vegans, so it's great. What we're going to do is I'm going to get you start off chopping. So we've got some capers, cornichons, white onions, we've got some tarragon, parsley, and I'm going to give you some of these celeriac leaves as well.
Nice one.
So yeah, just really quick chop, all in a bowl. While you do that, I'm going to salt bake the celeriac.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll get started.
Why are we salt baking it?
So the reason that we salt bake it and not just normal bake it is to, I guess it just really seasons it and keeps all the moisture in. I guess if you tend to just roast celeriac, it can dry out and become a bit, you know, not very good. Now,
celeriac is one of those root vegetables that tastes like celery.
It's true.
Roasting it too, it really concentrates the flavour. It's such a beautiful ingredient.
That's right. It becomes so sweet, especially when it's in season like it is now.
Yes.
You can tell it's at its best is when you bite with the leaves on too.
Good tip, good tip.
If it's got the leaves chopped off, it's probably past the stage of being this fresh. So I always try and look for it with the leaves on. What I'm going to do is whisk the egg whites. So this is a pretty standard salt bake recipe. You can do it with like with flour, you can do it with just salt, a little bit of water. But I find that using egg white, it sets harder and gets more of a crust. So give it a really good whisk. You want to get to about the soft peak stage. Which we're almost at now.
I've actually never done this with a root vegetable like this. Usually it's done with a whole fish.
Yeah, but you can do it with carrots, you can do it with beetroots, anything really. Cool. So we are ready to go now. What we're going to do is fold in the salt. So it's almost equal parts salt and egg white.
Right.
So a little bit first, just to get it bound.
So I've got my onions here that I've finely chopped.
Beautiful.
And we've got our cornichon, which are those little baby pickles. And did you want them chopped or leave them whole?
Let's leave them whole. I think leaving them whole, probably won't have to really season it that much either. Which is going to be good.
And I'm going to add some lemon zest.
Alrighty. So, tray ready. In we go. I'm just going to pop a little bit on the base.
Right.
And that'll sort of make sure the crust is completely covered. Celeriac in, tops up. I don't know why I do that. I just think it's the way it was grown in the ground.
Yeah, it also will stay up. It helps when it's cooking. So essentially we're just going to cover the entire celeriac, then that goes into the oven. And how long do you roast this for?
So we're going to bake it in the oven at 180 for an hour.
Sounds good. Okay, the volcano has come out of the oven. It really looks like that,
Exactly right. So what we've done is we've taken it out of the oven, we've probed it, we know that it's cooked. We're going to let it cool a little bit because it is piping hot in there. I'm just going to start by cracking it open. Watch out there, the volcano's erupting. Alrighty, so crack the salt out. I'm just going to rip it right out. Cool. Yeah, so we want to get rid of the skin. We'll chop that off just because it's going to be really, really salty. But the inside of it is going to be beautiful. So I'll start by cutting it in half.
Oh, it's cooked perfectly.
There you go. You can see that. Perfectly cooked. All right, so really, really quick dice. While I dice this up, I might get you just to add a bit of olive oil to the tartare mix. And we can finish off by plating.
I like this idea of taking a very classic beef dish, raw beef dish, which is essentially fillet of beef, finely chopped up and placed in with all these gorgeous little things.
You know, the dish is really famous because it tastes good.
Yes.
And what I've done is I've tried to replicate those same flavours, but with a, a vegetarian twist.
And regardless of if you are a vegan or not, it doesn't matter.
Exactly right.
Because this is a great flavour using a great vegetable.
I've had this dish on the menu for a long time, and it's a very, very popular.
Very nice.
Very popular one. Cool. So nice and big dice.
Yeah. And again, just doing that technique of steak tartare.
If you're doing a beef, you do it really, really fine.
Yes.
But this, I think, a little bit better. Big is good.
Great.
So that's good to go. So let's add some of the tartare mix to the celeriac, and then we can get started plating.
And we should mention what we chopped up in here are the celery leaves too.
Exactly right.
They're so full of flavour.
Yeah.
So we get that double whammy hit of celery.
Exactly right. So we've got the macadamia butter here, and the reason that I put the butter on this dish is it kind of substitutes the egg yolk that's traditionally with the beef tartare.
Which makes it a bit saucy.
Yeah, saucy. It gives it kind of a fatty mouthfeel. Macadamias have a really high oil content. So yeah, it really has that same feel. So here we go. That's enough macadamia. Mix the tartare mix around.
Did you want more oil in that, or you're
I
happy
think that's
with that?
great, yeah. You don't want to have too much oil. Like I said, the macadamia is quite oily.
So it all balances out.
Exactly right. Season's perfect. Then we're going to finish off with some nice little herbs. Got some beach parsley, which I've got from the restaurant garden.
Okay.
I'm just going to pop a few of those on, and that's just a really like nice, strong parsley flavour. If you don't have access to beach parsley, which you probably, you know, it's quite hard to find. We do forage it at the restaurant. You can use normal parsley.
Yeah.
I've got some oxalis here, which is a kind of sorrel. You can readily find red vein sorrel, which we've got here to substitute it as well.
Looks like a clover.
It does look like a clover, yeah. It's quite acidic. It's really beautiful. And then we've got some pickled lily pillies, which are from the tree at work as well.
Lovely.
Up in Cabarita, so that's nice.
I think this is what you're renowned for, so I'm really happy you've brought in these beautiful, unique herbs and berries, because when you do sit down and have a dinner or a lunch, or breakfast for that matter, at Paper Daisy, you have these really unique ingredients. So it's almost really special when you go there to try something new.
That's correct. So we do try and do dishes that are really familiar with people, but we try and add some native ingredients to try and broaden the horizons.
Clever cooking.
There we go. So that's it.
That is gorgeous. We've got to have a taste of this.
So make sure you get a little lily peel in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is so good with all those herbs.
It's really fresh, but it's also, it's got some substance with having the roasted celeriac to it. It's really got body, it's got depth.
I love that.
Very happy.
Smart cooking, delicious cooking, that's what we like here.